Somewhere in rural Montana, a town of 400 people simply stopped existing on any official record. No warning, no explanation, just gone. I'm not talking about a town that slowly died. I'm talking about Minden, Montana, a fully functioning community that woke up one morning in 1985 and found itself systematically erased. Road signs removed, post office records wiped, federal databases updated as if the town never drew a single breath. Here's what makes this genuinely unsettling. The residents were real. Their houses were real. Their memories were real. But according to every government document, every map, every official registry, Minden did not exist. So what actually happened? The first clue came from a letter. A woman named Carol Devers had been trying to contact her sister in Minden for 3 weeks without success. When she drove out to check personally, the access road had been blocked with temporary construction barriers, and a single federal vehicle parked sideways across the entrance. The officer she spoke with claimed he had no record of any town by that name in that location. Carol didn't back down. She had photographs. She had Christmas cards postmarked from Minden. She had a telephone directory listing 112 active numbers. None of it mattered. Investigative journalists who picked up the story in 1986 encountered something equally strange. Local county officials had somehow received updated paperwork classifying the land as federal territory under an emergency land acquisition provision that hadn't been publicly announced. The paperwork was dated 3 months before residents reportedly noticed anything unusual. That timeline is critical, because it suggests the disappearance wasn't reactive, it was planned. Former residents who eventually came forward described an escalating pattern. First came the small things. Mail delivery became unreliable. Then utility companies began sending notices claiming accounts didn't exist. Children's school enrollment records vanished from the district database. Each resident assumed it was an isolated clerical error. Nobody connected the dots until it was too late. The psychological mechanism here is fascinating and deeply disturbing. When institutions consistently deny your reality, you begin questioning your own perception. Several former Minden residents reported seeking mental health treatment because they genuinely believed they were losing their minds. That's not a side effect. Some researchers who studied this case believe that psychological destabilization was entirely intentional. Now here's where it gets complicated. The land beneath Minden sits directly above a geological formation that multiple energy companies had been quietly surveying since 1979. Mineral rights documents filed in a neighboring county show corporate interest predating the erasure by nearly 6 years. Was this corporate pressure on federal agencies, a government land grab disguised as bureaucratic error, or something stranger involving classified facilities that reportedly appeared in the region afterward? No official body has ever acknowledged that Minden existed. No investigation was formally launched. The residents scattered, their community atomized, their shared history officially classified as fiction. But here's the thing about erasing a town. You can scrub maps. You can alter databases. You can reroute roads. What you cannot erase is the people who live there, who still remember every street, every neighbor, every ordinary Tuesday morning before the world decided